news on Capitol Hill today, where it was just uncovered that in the 90s, Donald Trump lost $1 billion. The New York Times, in this super cutting-edge article, write, "Decade in the red. Trump tax figures show over $1 billion in business losses." It appears that in 1990 and 1991, Donald Trump lost $500 million in only 2 years. The Times apparently stumbled upon this interview when they Googled, "Show me every single Trump interview from the 90s. Literally, any one. They then threw a dart at their computer screen to pick one at random. What was revealed was shocking.
Well, a couple of years ago, my first guest was a reverse billionaire. He was $1 billion in the hole, which I don't even know how you would get there, but we'll ask him. Now, but he's climbed all the way back to the top, and we're up here with him in this exclusive restaurant, Tavern on the Green. So please welcome Donald Trump. You are like everybody's dream of America. You know, you live it like the rags, well, you didn't really have rags, but I mean all the riches and everything that America can offer, you got it.
Well, I've had a good time. I've enjoyed myself. I've enjoyed my life. I do things that I really, it's creative. I build these big, beautiful buildings or buy buildings that are already built and fix them. And like the General Motors building I bought last week.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. And it's
how much did that cost you? Can we ask? Can we be nosy?
So sick what I paid.
Say between, like...
I paid $800 million.
$800 million for one building?
One building.
Wow.
I'll tell you if it works in about 2 years from now.
What do you do with it after you buy it?
Fix it, make it beautiful. It's the best location in the city, as you know. We're on 59th and 5th, and fronting also on Madison Avenue. And it's a very big building, obviously. Otherwise, I really paid too much. And it's going to be, it's the best. It's the best piece of real estate.
How'd you get $1 billion in the hole? Who's ever done that before?
Well, the market collapsed in 1990, and I went from a couple of billion up to, I had borrowed many billions of dollars. People said 9, and that was fine.
How do you borrow $1 billion?
It's not easy. You have to be a professional. Your PhD. But my assets were much more valuable than that. And then all of a sudden the asset value went down because we had a depression, literally in 1990 to 93 or so.
Right.
It was certainly a real estate depression. And I had the same debt. All of a sudden the asset values went down. And I went back to work, and I really worked well, and I worked hard, and I focused. I did take, when you talk about energy, I was so successful for so long, for 15 and 18 years, that I thought it was almost natural. And I took a little bit of a time off. I didn't focus the way I did at one point. And all of a sudden I said, hey, I better get back to work very quickly, or I'm not going to have all of this stuff, and I'm not going to be on your program, and lots of other things, lots of other good things.
You had a huge wake-up call in those years.
I had a wake-up call. It's a great, I never heard the expression. I had a wake-up call. And I had to either get back to work, or I wasn't going to be living at the top of Trump Tower very long. And I did get back to work, and now my company is much bigger and much stronger than it was in the 1980s. It's not even close. And
how do they assign worth? Who's the one that's in charge of assigning worth to stuff? Because I know you bought a yacht for $29 million.
Right.
You did a little bit of work on it. Now it's worth $100 million, which is inconceivable. But who's assigning that?
Net worth? Who's assigning worth?
No, just on the boat. I know you say, they say you're worth $1 billion, but you say you're worth $5 billion. But who's ever seen $1 billion to begin with, and how are they going to tell what the hell it looks like?
People say I'm worth different amounts of money, but you can't really. It's very hard to figure what I'm worth because I have buildings, and what's a building worth? What's Trump Tower worth? What's General Motors building worth? What are all these buildings worth? Sometimes they're worth more than other times. But again, you have to like it. If you don't like it, they're worth nothing. Nothing's worth anything because you have to enjoy your life. First and foremost, you have to enjoy it. I often tell people and friends of mine, like I have one guy who's not a successful guy, and he did something with golf courses, and he loved it so much, but he couldn't make any real money. I said, you'll make more money if you do that with golf courses, which is what you love, than if you go in what in theory is a better business and a bigger business. He's doing much better now and loves his life building golf courses than he was doing before in really a much bigger business. But he's making more money and he's having a lot more fun.
So you're telling us that we will get money coming to us when we do what we love and do it well.
Well, you have to do what you love, and regardless, you have to do that, even beyond the money. You have to do, otherwise there's no reason to wake up in the morning.
Okay, we're going to commercial, and then we're going to come back and get off the money thing and go to you and women.
Oh, wow.
Did she say Trump and women? Misogynist alert! Misogynist alert!
I really admire and respect women, I have to tell
Right.
you. You know, I joke and we're cavalier, but I think women are incredible. They're smarter than men.
Thank you.
They're tougher than men.
Thank you.
And certain women can lead certain men right down anything they want. It's the power of a certain thing that's just unbelievable.
And does that go for you? Can you
I
be
can
led
be
anywhere?
Oh, yes, I can be led. And
Would you ever go for a fat, middle-aged woman that's a Jew?
it's always possible.
No, you're more into the young, blonde, thin model thing, aren't
I tend
you?
to be, but, you know, you never know what happens. I mean, life changes.
Yeah.
Life can change.
Have you ever been with a fat woman?
No. But it could happen. It could happen.
You should
Just
try
get
it.
there. I know. It's good. I can imagine it's very good.
Wait, what? I thought this guy was a sexist pig. Hold on a second. There's got to be more to this.
I want to talk about your mom, too, because
Okay.
I thought that was so sweet that you said your mother was a housewife, but she was like, she had the best advice, and she was a brilliant woman.
Well, she's a brilliant woman. She's a really good woman, and she is a woman who, I say she's a working woman, but she was always a housewife. She was a great mother,
Right,
and
we
still
are
is.
they are workers.
Is
We
a
are.
real worker, and she worked just as hard as my father. My father was a builder in Brooklyn and Queens and terrific, but my mother was a really hard worker, and every bit of, you know, they're married 57 years, 58 years, and so they don't understand the word divorce. You know, divorce, it's like, what
Was
is
your
divorce?
mother shocked when you got divorced?
It just wasn't a word that ever entered the vocabulary. You know, divorce isn't like an acceptable thing, but it's not even acceptable. It just doesn't happen. But
Right.
it's a little bit of a different generation, I suspect.
Yeah, totally
But she's
different.
a terrific woman and really a great example and role model, as was my father.
Wow, I should have done some research before the 2016 election. Wow, talk about embarrassing. You learn something new every day. Yeah, Trump, good guy. Oh, wait a second, that actually makes a lot of sense. That's why Roseanne liked Trump this whole time. She knew the truth about him. I wonder what else Roseanne has to say.
I think now it's like eating its own tail. I mean, the whole Saudi Arabia, all royal family, 911, Bush, all of it, it's eating its own tail. And everybody's like, truther, you're a truther. You know, when idiots are calling brilliant people stupid, you got a real problem.
Yeah, Roseanne, I find it amazing, this kind of pejorative term truther for seeking the truth. And I mean, we've been saying that Saudi Arabia was involved from the very beginning. We were called crazy.
19 of
and
them
now
were
look at how
Saud.
validated we are.
It's House of Saud, works with House of Windsor, works with the Vatican, works with Rothschild. It's all one big friggin' mafia scam. I mean, I'll probably get assassinated or droned when I'm out of here, but it's all a scam, a tired effing scam. These guys are such geniuses, these money geniuses. Here's how smart they are, Abby. They made money obsolete. It's ridiculous. They're
Yeah,
stupid. It's so stupid. I can't stand when stupid people keep, like, winning. I just can't take it. I don't know. I just can't take it.
Yeah, no. And Roseanne, give us some advice here. I mean, your views on so much has attracted a flurry of trolls. What's your message to all the haters who call you crazy for speaking your mind?
I say intelligence looks like insanity to drooling imbeciles.
Well, Roseanne,
I mean, people better show up. People better show up, start reading, stop being bought off. If you only have an hour a day, read something intelligent. Read several sources. You know, educate yourself. Find out what's going on. Don't stay asleep or go deeper into the mind control, because it will get worse for you.
I am never going back in the water.
Me either. No way.